ITRBoxing. You heard it here first. Pretty cool videos. And I heard they're also in HD. ITRBoxing.com.
What up, man?
You're one of the most interesting people in boxing. People value your opinion greatly. You're a mastermind in boxing. What do you think of little Gabriel's success so far in the sport of boxing?
I mean, he's doing good, man. We're pushing him. He got 7 fights within the year already. You know, 7-0, 5 knockouts. He's looking good, man. We're keeping him busy. I actually been pushing him and pushing him and pushing him. We're supposed to fight not till June 9th, but I haven't been getting him a fight before that. So, and then we're on again July 7th at the Seymour Center.
So it's just all about activity. It's almost like an old school fighter.
Yeah, but he's young. You know, we need to keep him busy and active so he can learn from his mistakes. You know, make his mistakes right now young and this little session of his career. So that way, when we're ready to fight for a world title, he's ready.
Do you look at someone like Iron Mike, like Mike Tyson? When he was coming up, he fought a lot, very quickly, very fast, and he's one of the best fighters ever.
Right, and you know what, too? Another thing about keeping him active is he doesn't really get hit. Like, if the fights were a little rough, then obviously I'd give him a little break, but these fights, he's been going through them pretty easy.
Do you think boxing fans understand when fighters don't get hit, or even that expression of that? Like, I think they kind of get it, but
your casual fan does it. A casual fan just wants to see entertainment. They just want to see guys swinging and hitting each other, which I understand it's entertaining. But us, like, I mean, this is about a long-term career, you know, so you don't really want to get hit, or especially early on in your career.
So I gotta ask you a deeper question. How, as a trainer, you want someone, especially your son, to be a defensively sound fighter? But what's the adjustment in the pro game like to be entertaining and have that defensive style?
Closing the gap. Closing the gap. That's it. You could be defensive, but close the gap. You know, keep that mental pressure on them, if anything. You don't have to be throwing punches all the time. I don't want to give too much away, though, because these guys ain't paying me. But, you know, we just watch this dude, man. He close the gap.
And then on top of that, I got to ask you about defensively sound offensive fighter, Vasyl Lomachenko. Break down that fight with Linares.
Oh man, I think it's a good fight. Obviously, Lomachenko is way more skilled. You know, he has more tools in his toolbox. But Linares has the equalizer, which is power.
Yeah, that's a good one. Is there any fighter out there besides your own people you work with that kind of stands out to you as someone that you think people should be watching?
Skill-wise, skill set, I like Shakur. Shakur Stevenson, he's well-rounded, man. He throws good combinations, go to the body. Who else do I like right now?
Let's stay on Shakur, because I feel like a lot of casual boxing fans, because of his amateur success and because some of his fights haven't been like they haven't been like super competitive. He's been very dominant, but they're not like first round knockout, second round knockout. They'll kind of say, oh, maybe he's undeserving, but
a lot of people criticize. Everybody wants to criticize everybody, but the people that are criticized ain't doing shit. They're sitting on their couch. So we don't really want to listen to them, even when it comes to Little G, Shakur, Karlos, Balderas. Everybody's going to have an off night. Everybody's going to have a bad day. De La Hoya did, Andre Ward did. The best in the world had off nights, you know, and it's going to happen. As long as you get that W, that's what matters at the end of the day.
So I try to tell these guys, I'll call them morons.
Yeah.
Like, you look at either Gabriel's fights or Shakur's fights, they're fighting good people. They don't have easy fights.
No. Gabriel's, all of his fighters are got winning records.
And same with Shakur.
Right. Same with Shakur, yeah.
So it's like you're judging him compared to fighters who were fighting 1 in 5 guys in their first fights.
Right.
It's not really comparable.
No. And, you know, I mean, these kids are young, too. Especially Gabriel, he was 17 when he debuted, 17 in a week. Shakur, I think he's, 20 years old? Yeah, man, you got to give these kids some slack, man. But the skill set is there. If you know boxing, you see the skill set is there. He's pretty good, too. I mean, he hasn't been too active. I think he was injured or something, but he's looking sharp.
Karlos Balderas?
Yeah, I think he's really sharp.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be going down there to do something with them, and I'm excited because I've never seen him in person. But I've heard everyone that I know that knows boxing tells me he's really good. I watched him in the amateurs. I watched him in the Olympics.
Oh, yeah, and Little Teofimo, he does pretty good, too. I like him. He does some nice shit in there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a wave of interesting young fighters coming up, and they're all around little Gabriel's weight.
But see, what I look at, like, I mean, anybody I didn't mention, I don't mean nothing bad about it. This is the kids that pop up in my head. I want to see skill set. I want to see defense. I want to see offense. I want to see you create openings. I want to see you work. Like, I want to see ring intelligence. That's what I look for. I mean, anybody could throw punches. Like, I could go in there and fight somebody and just throw hella punches.
So you're not looking for someone that's walked down, square.
Somebody with some intelligence, you know, somebody that's going to be in the sport a while, you know.
Final question. So I've been watching a lot of boxing, but when I watch boxing, the modern boxing, I get bored and I start putting on that good stuff, the old fights, the Tito's, the Roy Jones.
Right. Tito's,
what are a couple of fights that you tell people that are like, they don't know too much about boxing, but you could watch a couple of these fights and you could get a better understanding?
I like Morales Barrera, man. I was watching it the other day at my house. That was a great fight. Morales Barrera was really like super entertaining.
And like, how should someone try to watch that to become a well-rounded fight fan?
It's kind of hard to teach somebody to be a well-rounded fight fan, but if you pay attention, slow it down, watch the counter punching, watch the body attack, watch how they set up punches. Even Rigondeaux, man, I know he looked like shit when he fought Lomachenko, but probably with his age and the size difference, but he's really skillful, man. I think I like him better than Lomachenko, to be honest with you.
See, I think that Lomachenko is the next version of Rigondeaux. I think he's like an offensive version of Rigondeaux.
Yeah, Lomachenko, man, he does a lot of good things in there, man. He's really intelligent. That's his dad's obviously a good trainer.
He reminds me of like how little kids fight. You know, they're real flexible, but he's like an adult. You know, like little kids can be very flexible and move around a lot, and they have good technique.
Yeah, I watch him, man. I learn a lot watching Lomachenko, man. He's pretty bad.